Am I live? I think I'm live. Hello. So, we don't have anyone watching. It's okay, guys. Just give me 3 more minutes before we start. Okay guys, for those who don't know, this will be my first time doing a live stream. So if I do anything funny, please extend your patience. And since I'm live, I'm not really allowed to do anything stupid. So won't be doing any edgy stuff. My usuals. Okay, so I'll be doing my weekly maintenance for all 3 of my aquariums. So this one right here is my 60 centimeter aquarium. It's a 90 liter. It has a 90 liter volume and it's almost I've set it up this year, February. So it's how many months now? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 to 8 months. This one right here is the latest setup I have. It's a 40 centimeter shallow tank. And I've just recently uploaded a video on how I made this setup. This one right here is a Dupla aquarium, which is a 45 centimeter cube. And it's what, 2 to 3 months old. It's a bonsai setup. I've uploaded 2 videos on how I did this scape. So yeah, I'll be scaping all 3 of them. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and if I get to read them, then if I know the answer, then I'll answer them. Great. Two weeks ago, I've posted the poll asking you guys questions or topics that you'd like me to talk about. There you go. So the one that got voted the most is, what is the best filtration system? Others voted on best type of lights, how to set up CO2 system. We'll try and answer those during the live stream.
Best life they can in their own homes. Earn £90 to £115 per day and receive 24/7 training and support. You'll be matched to your clients so you can really get to know them and provide the very best care. Enjoy better at the Good Care Group. Click the banner or visit thegoodcaregroup.com to apply.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes me like you.
Okay.
You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head.
So these are my regular maintenance tools. It's a regular straight scissor, a regular straight tweezers, a brush, a curved tweezer, and a curved scissor. I also have this we call this a sponge, or an algae scraping sponge, made by, I think it's made by Dennerley. Actually, I have a new one. Yep, it's Dennerley. It's called Dennerley Cleanator. It's a really great product for scrubbing the algae off the glass, and it's really effective on removing the white marks on your aquarium as well. Okay, so what I usually do is I turn off all of the systems or all of the technical stuff, so that includes the pumps and the CO2. But I always keep the lights on just so that I can see whatever it is that I'm doing. Okay, now that I've got it turned off, I'm just gonna start scrubbing the walls of the glass with the Dennerley cleanator. Let's bring this baby. So as you can see, there are white marks along the rim of the glass. And with this cleanator, it's a really good product. You will be able to scrub off the white marks easily. There you go, no more white marks. I'll try and lower the water level just to reduce the splashes. What I initially do is I try and scoop out water from the tank and then just use it to sprinkle or to water my plants. I've got plants all around our flat, so I use aquarium water that's rich in fertilizers, and all of them are growing really great. Since I'm dosing the EI method, the nutrients in the water is really high. I think this one's a Calathea. Splashing all over. It's really hard to stream with one hand. And 7 viewers. Okay, so for those who just came in, yeah, so I was using aquarium water to water my plants. I've got a lot of plants, sorry. Someone posted a question. So that's a comment from Mr. Roger. Thank you. So yeah, maintenance sessions are a real chore. So I'll try and make it as fun, just so I could enjoy the entire hobby itself. Really helps. And once you're authentically enjoying all of the goods and the bads of the hobby, then that's when you'll see great results. Okay, so now that I've got all of my plants watered down, I'm gonna try and lower down the water level. So as just like any other aquarists out there, I've got regular pipes and I drain water from my tanks by siphoning. And at the moment, I'm having a ram's horn crisis in this scape. I've got a I've got a bunch of pond snails as well. Always keep a very absorbent cloth around. It really helps with the maintenance. I got this one from Amazon. It's a really thick microfiber cloth. And you can easily tell that a guy is an aquarist if they wear this type of slippers. Let me just show you. You're not a real fish keeper if you don't have fish for a slipper. You guys seeing this? Let me just angle it properly. So I'm gonna do some basic trimming sessions as well. I've planted some Hemianthus micranthemoides or Micranthemum micranthemoides around here. And I'm also gonna trim my Rotala H. Ross. I am also suffering from Riccia infestation. Basically, they're everywhere. This 60 centimeter Aquascape is due for a rescape by the end of the year. So when trimming plants, don't be afraid that you might trim them too short. As long as you're doing your proper maintenances, they'll be able to recover. Don't worry. So, the secret to having red rotalas other than nitrate limitation and strong lights is to actually trim them as often as you could. If you wanted a really bushy appearance for your rotalas or your stem plants, you can always what do you call this? Plant it back. You can always plant your trimmings back into the soil, like this one. And when it grows, you'll end up with an even bushier background plant or a stem plant. So, I guess that's it for the rotalas. Now it's time to trim my pearlweed. But personally, I don't plant back all the trimmings. I just let them arrange themselves, because just like what Mr. Dennis Ong said, if you trim them back and if you trim them short, the plants have their own way of organizing themselves in order to reach the light. So that makes them bushier in a way. But if you didn't plant heavy initially, or when you started your aquascape, you can use the trimmings and then plant it back. But if you've already planted heavy in the start, you can just skip the replanting and just trim it and let the plant find its way or rearrange themselves. I usually trim them really short every 2 to 3 months. So in a way, it's kind of like a soft reset for the plants. Let me just wash my fish net. Oh, Mr. Vincent Gomez, thank you. Again, if you have any questions, then I'll be more than happy to provide answers as long as I know them. Personal questions are okay. As long as they're not too personal, I can give you some love advice as well. During this maintenance session, I'm not really trimming them to shape. I'm taking this maintenance session is more of it's a soft reset for my plants. Thank you, Ate Madel. Now I'm gonna remove the glass lily pipes that supplying the inflow and outflow towards my aquarium filter. I'm gonna remove it just in case, because I don't want to break another glass lily pipe. So these are glass lily pipes. And I have them connected with the, the snap on and snap offs, similar to Eheim's product. I'll be cleaning the lily pipes with thin bleach, and then I'm just gonna brush it down with a tube brush. This tube brush is from Chihiros. No, I'm not a Chihiros fanboy. I forgot I was streaming. Okay, looks like my wife is gonna help me with my live stream. She just woke up. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've already cooked meals for her. So there you go. These are my glass lily pipes. I just leave them in the sink and drown them in thin bleach. Okay, so I soak them there for hours. I just take them out whenever I'm ready to put them back in. Geez, I'm really loving this microfiber cloth that I got from Amazon. It's a lifesaver. Actually, it's so good that I've bought 4 of them. Now I can start cleaning the glass with the Dennerley Cleanator. When it comes to algae that sticks onto your aquarium glass, if you're gonna try and do your research, Mr. Tom Barr, said that those type of algae are really hard to avoid, and the only thing that seemed to be effective is by either manually cleaning them or just let your aquarium mature on its own, which is actually true. So this setup is what? Almost 6-7 months now. I'd say it's definitely matured, and it no longer has those pesky algae on the glass. I've also noticed that they've lessened when I've increased my phosphate levels in the fertilizer mix that I usually do. So I usually use this brush to clean the corners of my aquarium.
Keep me waiting, keep me guessing. I know you can blow my mind. We had it, so great it. Every moment feels like I'm high. They say less is more is true. Only one I need is you. I just wanna get my best. Sorry if I feel with that. Could it be love? 'Cause I can do anything. Could it be trust? Shivers on to my skin. I can close my eyes, but I got peace in my mind. Could it be love?
Another thing that
Could it be love?
helps in making your aquarium crystal clear is by getting one of those opti-white glass aquariums. They really help with the clarity of your aquarium. It doesn't look greenish or bluish, and I think it represents your aquarium much better. Let me just empty this bucket. Okay, so for the 13 guys that are watching, guys or gals, thank you. Don't be shy. You can try and talk to amongst yourselves. And I'm guessing 13 to 14 viewers. Most probably 10 of you is my family member. So now that I've got the debris floating all inside my aquarium, I'm just gonna siphon them out. Yeah.
So many visitors, but why don't we convert? Well, what if you had a
So I'm not gonna do a really heavy filter maintenance. Since I have an Oase Biomaster, all I have to do is remove the pre-filters. Let me just try to fish out green stuff. There we go. Got some more of these. You just take out the pre-filter and clean them in tank water. Now, since these are sponges, it's not an absolute necessity to clean them in tank water, since you have dedicated biofilter media in your canister filter. So I'm not really expecting really big colonies of beneficial bacteria in a sponge. But since I already have a bucket of water in front of me, I'm gonna use them to clean the sponges. So yeah, going back to the poll that I've posted maybe a week or two ago, what's the best filtration system? Well, it depends. If you have an Aquascape, the best filtration system that I could recommend is having an external canister filter. Why is that? Now, external canister filters, they contain a large amount or have a large capacity for biofilter media, unlike other filtration systems like a hang-on back filter, wherein the capacity for having biofilters isn't that great. Plus, since it's an external filter, external canister filter, you'll be able to preserve the aesthetic look of your aquascape. So what are the other options? What are the other filtration systems? Well, other than canister filters, hang on back systems, we've got hybrids of hang on back and canister filters, just like the filter or the filtration system that I have on my 40 centimeter shallow aquarium, which is right here. So this one right here, let me just take out the plants. So this one right here is a small canister filter. It can also work as a hang on back system. It has hooks behind this one. That way you can just hang it on the back of your aquarium. But I've just used it just like a typical canister filter. So what else? We've got sumps. Now, in terms of biofilter or biomedia load, sumps are the greatest. You can put in almost as many as you want, depending on how big your sump is. The thing is, sumps really work great if you have a really big aquarium, say 120 centimeters or more. But for nano aquariums, just like a 60 centimeter, 40 centimeter, big systems like a sump filter really doesn't work. At least that's my opinion. Best lighting system really depends on. Hello po, Tita Connie. Hello, Kuya Jomar. Okay, so now that I have got my pre-filters cleaned, I can just put them back on my Waze Biomaster. So I've got the filter, the canister filter on that, on the 60 centimeter Aquascape finished, more or less. It's now time to go on to the shallow aquarium, which I have right here. For the shallow aquarium, since it's a low-tech setup, it doesn't have any CO2. Filtration system is really basic. All I have to do is clean the glass and do some basic water change. Now that I saw the back of my 40 centimeter Aquascape, actually I think it might need some minor trimming as well. So going back to the topic of lights, your choice of light will actually dictate whether or not your aquascape will be a high-tech setup or a low-tech setup. Because basically, your light is your plant's main source of power. So if you buy a really intense high light, most probably you'll need, the type of setup you'll need is a medium to a high energy setup. Because with highlights, the problem with the highlights is the problem with highlights and having a low-tech setup is you're actually inviting algae to grow in your tank. Because you're providing that much energy into your aquarium and not providing CO2 and fertilizers. All that energy will be spent onto, instead of growing your plants, will be spent onto growing other organisms like algae. By the way, I've designed this t-shirt. My wife and I are selling them at Redbubble, redbubble.com. Just type in Aquascaper barcode and you'll see the design. So again, I've designed this t-shirt. I'll be selling them on my YouTube channel once it gets monetized. So I've actually designed it and we're selling it at redbubble.com. Just type in Aquascaper barcode. What type of livestock do I keep on my 40 centimeter aquascape? They're just red cherry shrimps and a couple of infestations with ram's horn snails and pond snails. I'm actually thinking of buying some assassin snails just to control the snail population in my tanks. But I'm still doing my research because there's been some reports that there are cases wherein some of the assassin snails will actually target shrimps. Most especially your Caridinas or Neocaridinas. When it comes to maintenance, maintaining small aquariums like this one can sometimes be a lot harder than maintaining bigger aquariums. Well, yes, it's not as time consuming as larger aquariums, but if you have a small or minor fuck up with your water parameters, a small change in that small amount or small volume of water can actually ruin your scape. So the lights that I'm using on this 40 centimeter aquascape is a Chihiros C2 RGB, which I'm planning to review in the next couple of weeks. So again, just clean the glass with your sponge. In my case, I'm using a dinner lake cleanator. The gray part is actually a thin mesh of steel wires that helps in scraping the algae and white watermarks off the glass. I'm just gonna empty the bucket. Again, same technique. I'm just gonna siphon off the water using a smaller tube this time. There you go. Most of the time, I just usually go with the 50% water change. that's basically finished. Now let's go to my bonsai aquascape, which is what, 2 to 3 months old. So with this particular scape, I've actually had some problems with hair algae growing deeply or extensively along with my whipping moss. So how do I control or manage the problems with hair algae? So with green hair algae, it's basically an amalgamation or a combination of all or everything that's wrong with your aquarium. Mainly, it's the lack of your maintenance or proper maintenance, which I am guilty of with this aquascape. Also, intense lighting together with high amounts of waste isn't enough trigger to grow hair algae. So what am I currently doing? I'm trying to increase the amount of maintenance sessions for this aquarium specifically. I had to do more extensive water changes. I didn't decrease the light. What I did is I redirected light. Instead of directly pointing towards the scape, I've actually tilted the lights towards the wall and towards the outside of the scape. I've actually talked about this light, which is the Chihiros A Series 2 from my latest upload. The fact that you can tilt the lights is actually a great advantage. That way I won't I won't have to decrease the intensity of the light. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to remove as many ram's horn snails as possible. It's like what I've said earlier. They've started to become a pest. Why did I get ram's horn snails in the first place? Well, initially I wanted to keep dwarf puffers, dwarf pea puffers. But then I've changed my mind and kept guppies instead. So for the hair algae, going back, I've decreased the light or redirected the light. I've increased my aquarium maintenance sessions. I'm also trying out a new product which I got from Easy Life, which claims to be really effective when it comes to green hair algae. I've been using it for what? A week and it seems to be working. Spiral guider. It seems to be working. If it does end up effective, then I'll be posting a video about it. Since most of you guys are really into quick and easy schemes. So I've just siphoned off all of the aqua soil that got mixed into the sand path, and I think I've managed to catch a bunch of shrimps and guppy fries along the way. I'm just gonna bring the light here and try and catch the fries. That's one. That's a guppy fry. That's a shrimp. Water changes. What type of water do I usually use? Well, for the bonsai aquascape, I'm just using regular tap water that I've dechlorinated with Sikkim Prime. For the 60 centimeter aquascape right there, I'm actually trying out I'm actually trying to use RO water. So I've been using RO water for like a month now. I've managed to lower down the TDS to as low as 190. Believe it or not, it used to be around 500 to 600. The highest recorded was around 700. Did I have any problems growing plants with the TDS of around 700, 600, 500? No, not really. So I don't think TDS is that much of a factor when it comes to growing plants. What did I notice after using RO water? Or reverse osmosis water? Well, I've noticed that the water clarity is much better. I've also noticed that some plants really do perform a lot better with lower TDS. For example, the pearlweed. With the pearlweed, when I've lowered or managed to lower the TDS from 500 to 190, the pearlweed's growth actually became more compact. So yeah, so for those who just came into the stream, what I'm doing is an aquarium maintenance session, doing some Q&As. No one's really raised a question yet. But the things I'm trying to answer are the most common questions that I receive from private messages asking about Verscapes. I guess that's about it. So with the water changes, I'm actually using, or I actually have a product that's similar to a Python water changer, which is really great, but which is really great if you have an ordinary aquarium. Because you can just switch on the tap and you'll be able to change your water without lifting heavy buckets. But the thing with the Python is you need to have the sink a lot lower compared to your tank, otherwise the siphoning effect won't trigger. Plus, you won't be able to specifically target areas of your scape. So that's what? 9 or 10 guppy fries. This is why I hate guppies.
I love guppies.
My wife loves guppies. The only reason why she loves guppies is that she's not the one who's maintaining this aquarium. So other than was a Biomaster and was a Filter Smart, what else? What other filtration products do I recommend? If you are on a really tight budget or live somewhere around the Asian region, then Sun products are really great. Other than the fact that sometimes they just suddenly stop working or they have leaking problems. But for the price you're buying them, but for the price, it's actually kind of worth it, actually. So my wife has overheard my comment. She's now actually trying to catch the guppy fries on her own. Some of you will be watching or could be watching this video after the live stream. I'll try and give maybe a week's notice before putting up a live stream. I've just recently decided to put up a live stream, and this is my first time. I'm not really familiar with the interface. Yung mga shrimp. Shrimp. Mas mahirap yung huli ng shrimp. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to the bathroom to clean my lily pipes. If you fast forwarded this video after this live stream, so what I did earlier was I've soaked my lily pipes in a mixture of water and bleach. So these are glass lily pipes, and they're really brittle, so you have to be really careful with them. I've already managed to break what, 3 or 4 of them. They are fairly expensive, especially if you're gonna buy the branded ones. Thank God we have AliExpress. Someone asked a question. Gregory Buttocks. Yeah, feel free to ask a question, man. Feel free to ask a question. So maintenance sessions, they can be a big burden, But if you can find ways to enjoy this particular part of the hobby, then maintaining aquascapes will be a breeze. What I usually do is I play music while doing maintenance sessions. But since I'm on the live stream, um, can't really do much. All the music that I'm playing is copyright free music. Mr. Gregory, as long as I know the answer to your question, then I'll try and answer them to the best of my abilities. So feel free to ask a question, give a question. Don't worry if I'm not looking. My wife's sitting in the computer. She's gonna remind me if someone gives a question. Oh, okay. I am very attached to both my goldfish as well as my dogs, but recently I have been noticing that my dog poops in my fish tank when I'm not looking. What should I do? My goldfish has trouble breathing. Well, yeah. I'll have some trouble breathing too if my dog's gonna poop on me. Okay, now that you've left a question, I have a bunch of questions in mind as well. Do you have a separate fish tank for your goldfish? Or are all of them inside a pond or something? And why is your dog why is your goldfish aquarium or pond within reach of your dogs? Okay, now what do I do? So I'm guessing it's a pond. I'm guessing it's a pond setup, and it's definitely within the pooping range of your dog. What I'll recommend you to do is try and leave or put up a fence around it. Put up a fence around your pond. That way, your dog is now off limits, basically. But yeah, if your dog has already pooped in the pond, well, all you can do is basically try and scoop out. Is that a thing? Try and scoop it out. Do a bunch of maintenance sessions, water changes. Because that poop has a lot of organic materials, especially ammonia, which is why commercial fertilizers use some kind of animal manure because it has a high ammonia content. So try and solve the problem by putting up a fence around your pond. What do you call this? Try and control the damage that's been done by doing a bunch of water changes. And yeah, cross fingers and hope for the best. Jeez, man. Feel bad for your goldfish. Can't blame the dog though, it's nature. Try and put up a fence. Depending on where you live, small fences can be easily bought at garden centers. Just put up a small fence around your pond and that's it. Hopefully it'll keep your dog away from your pond and that way they won't poop into your goldfish's territory, basically. Now it's time to clean the pipes. Oh, there you go. I don't know how his aim. Yes, I have a separate fish tank at a height for my goldfish. It is kept in a separate room. My dog is extremely hyperactive and climbs on a table nearby to poop directly inside it. Jesus Christ. I don't know how his aim while pooping is so accurate, no matter where I put the fish tank. He manages to poop inside it. He's a good dog that way. He listens to every other thing except this one. I even put a fence around, but he destroys it and poops inside it again. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, Mr. Gregory, you have one hell of a dog. How do we go around this? What do we do? I don't even know if it's a real question because the scenario seems to be very, very hypothetical. But in case that it is a real question and you're having real problems with your dog, then maybe try changing the location or the position or the height of your goldfish tanks. You can buy doggy diapers. I've seen them. I don't have a dog per se, but I know such a thing exists. You can get some doggy diapers. If you're within the UK, then I think that most probably Pets at Home has products for it. A doggy diaper, or buy something that will elevate or change the height of your goldfish aquarium. Okay, so that's an actual situation. Then all I can suggest is try and reposition your aquarium for your goldfish. Get him some doggy diapers. That'll help. Maybe put him up for doggy training, like the dog whisperer kind of thing. Train him where to poop. Three months ago, my neighbor cooked my fish and ate it when I gave him my fish tank for a few days. While I tried to control my dog, I'm helpless, to be honest. What the fuck? Mr. Gregory, you are surrounded by a bunch of weirdos. Your dog is a poopy sniper. Your neighbor's just fucking cruel. The best suggestion that I can think of is get your dog a doggy diaper. Try and take the table that's near your aquarium where your dog climbs. I actually saw a post from, I think it's from UK Aquascaping Group, wherein the fish keeper's wife cooked or deep fried the guy's arowana. So for my tubes, I'm using this easy snap-on thingies. They're similar to Eheim's, but I didn't buy the Eheim product. I just went away with the AliExpress generic product, I guess. And it's a whole lot cheaper. I also have a question. My 2-year-old daughter, she keeps on feeding my fish with Chucky and chocolate. What should I do? Get rid of my fish or get rid of my daughter? That's an easy question. if you're a real aquascaper, if you're a real fish keeper, that shouldn't even be a question. Get rid of your fish. That's a that's a nasty track. That could get me blocked on YouTube in no time. Pause ko lang. Yung dito. Now I'm gonna pour in some RO water into my scape. I'm just gonna check the TDS. So the TDS for this scape is 215. The TDS for my bonsai scape is 563. Mr. Gregory. He has another question, I guess. 3 months ago, Anyway, thanks for answering my question. I subscribe to your channel. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gregory. So yeah, just try and get your dog a doggy diaper. Potty train him. Try and remove the table that he climbs onto and able to reach your goldfish's aquarium. Try and control the damage that's been done by doing water changes. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Okay, so that's from 200 something. I did a 50% water change using RO water. I'm gonna try and give it some time. TDS is around 120. Still have a few centimeters left. I'm just gonna refill it and top it off with basic tap water. Same thing goes for my 40 centimeter aquascape and my bonsai scape. So for topping it off, I'll be using. Let's turn on the lights. I'll be using a product that's similar to Python. Again, I just got this product from AliExpress, and it's a whole lot cheaper. Products that's similar to Python, branded products that's similar to Python here in the UK could cost me around 50 to 100 pounds. This thing only cost me like what, 4 pounds, 8 pounds? All I have to do is screw it in to my tap like that. So you've got this orange valve thing wherein you can redirect the water flow coming out of your tap towards the aquarium. Can you see that? So I'm just gonna attach my tubes. This is the inflow pipe from my Owaze Biomaster. I've repurposed it for my water change equipment. Just like that. I just leave this one hanging. And then just turn on the taps. Lumagos ka pa ito ba? Next time I'll try and wash the dishes before I do my live stream. So just flip this. As the thing is filling up, I'll try and prime it with Seachem Prime. It's not sponsored, by the way. I'm just gonna eyeball this thing. As for my secret product in controlling green algae, it is still currently in a testing phase, but so far it's really great. No, it's not Excel, it's not liquid or hydrogen peroxide. It's a completely different product that I use. I'll be posting a review on that specific product maybe in after a week or two. It really helps with the green hair algae. Where did I put my vape? always keep an eye whenever you're trying to fill up your aquarium this way, because I've flooded our flat like what, 3 times now. So yeah, going back to the topic of lighting, whenever you're trying to start an aquascape, lighting is basically most the biggest factor, or the biggest factor when starting, whether or not a low-tech setup or a high-tech. Setup. Once you've got the lighting figured out, try and pick the size of your aquarium. Filtration system comes next. Try and aim for at least 5 to 10 times turnover rate. So say you have a 90 or 100 liter aquarium, try and aim for 1,000 liter per hour filtration unit. Okay, that's filled up. If I could just call on to my wife, try and help me. um, turn on the tap.
Off.
On. So now I'm refilling or filling up the 40 centimeter shallow aquarium with just plain tap water. Hello? There it is. It's my 40 centimeter aquascape. Just try to fill it up with tap water. Yeah, turn it off. And then it's time for my 60 centimeter. It's filling up. Initially, I filled this up with 50% RO water. Now I'm just topping it off with basic tap water. I was able to lower down the TDS on this scape from 600, 700 down to 120 over a course of a month. So far, everything's okay. Water clarity seem to have improved a lot. Plant-wise, plant growth, basically the same. For the background, I'm selling background lights similar to ADAs. Similar to ADAs. So it's a background light. At the moment, I only have a 60 by 36 centimeter lights. I sell it on eBay. I've linked the item or the product on my previous previous videos. It's on eBay. ADA's price, say ADA's pricing is, say for the same size, is around what? Around 300 pounds. There's a similar company or product. It's called Light Ground. They're selling the same size at around 180. I'm only selling mine for 110 because I've managed to talk to direct suppliers and manufacturers. It's only 110 pounds. And for the 120 centimeter lights, I'm selling them for 400 pounds. If you don't want to spend 400 pounds and want to buy an ADA product instead, then you should be willing to cash out maybe around 2,000 pounds for a light. So yeah, if you want a 120 centimeter background light or 60 centimeter lights, just hit me up. I'll try and send it to you. Of course, you have to pay for the delivery, but yeah, you're getting a huge discount compared to ADAs and Light Grounds products. Going back to my maintenance session, I'll just try and what you call it? I'll just try and prime the pipes. Ooh. That's completely primed. I'm just gonna try and scoop off the floating plants that was left from my trimming session earlier. For those who missed out on the live stream, I'll keep this video available publicly. Now, to top it all off, I'll be using a glass cleaner. Just to clean the front glass. So yeah, there you go. Maintenance done. Took me what, 2 hours? Took me 2 hours to clean up all three of my Aquascape aquariums. It's a pretty decent maintenance session. So that should be the end of this live stream. I'll try and post out. I'll try and post as early as I can whenever I'm planning to do a live stream, just so you guys don't miss out. I'll try and leave this video available publicly, just so you if you want to rewatch it again. And yeah, bye.